2, and you're on.
Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone. James and Prague here. With SoulCARE, we do on Mondays now. We changed it from the full every day, 5 days a week, to just Monday. And I think it's a good choice because it was after 3 months of doing it every day, I was a little drained. So it's better this way. So I hope you keep your questions and answers, questions and inquiries to Mondays, and we could do that. And we talk about different things, and we do a lot of questions on Mondays. A lot of people have experienced the night of spirit mediumship and also psychic readings, which have been fantastic. And John Williams is here as producing. Say hi, John.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
And we just were talking, if you could hear us earlier, about John said, I said, how was your weekend? He asked me, and I said, oh, it was great. I slept a lot because I'm working out a lot. And John said, well, maybe it's because of the Lionsgate. And what's the Lionsgate? So, John, will you explain to everybody what the Lionsgate is? I think it's really interesting.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So we've entered the Lionsgate. I think it began on July 25th.
Uh-huh.
So that was over, I think, what was that? So today's the 27th. So the
Right. To the
25th would have
Saturday.
been Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah. And that's the last day of the Mayan and Galactic calendar. It's known as the day out of time. And
Wow.
essentially what that is the start of a new galactic year. And so it's a lot of cosmic energy that we're dealing with when this portal opens. And so
If
there's
we don't have enough already with all the five planets in
I
retrograde,
know,
we need
as
a little
if
bit more. Yeah.
we could handle any more, yeah. But this is positive energy. It's a lot of you know, intensity, but
Yes.
it's all about what you do with it.
There
So
you go.
I think for some empaths and highly sensitive people, it might have been a bit draining. You might have wanted you might have needed to take some time to rest like you did, James,
I
over the weekend,
did.
like I
I
did.
did.
Yeah, yeah, and
I loved it.
yeah, yeah, I did. I slept pretty well too. So yeah,
And it's something that happened. Maybe the intensity of it. What I want to talk about today. Hello, everyone. Saying hello. Hi. I see your hellos. I acknowledge everybody. I'm
yes,
not doing readings today. I don't do readings on Soul Care. I do that in an evening of spirit messages, and that's this Friday.
right.
So this Friday night, well, afternoon 4 o'clock Pacific time, I'll be doing mediumship readings, and that's $19, and you can register at the website. Yes, John. Right.
Right,
Or
can.
okay.
Tickets are available at
Oh, there you go.
vanblog.com, and then just go to the events page and you can register there.
And it's a night full of incredible, I'd say, really great messages because
Yeah.
I don't know, it's been right on. It's been the psychic readings that they were right on, and the Janet Havoc demonstration I did with her. John, you got to be on the next one of that. That was phenomenal. But actually, didn't I tell you that I want her to use you? You
Yes, you did. Yes,
because
thank you.
she's sitting there doing it. I'm thinking, no, Janet, need someone to do that for you. Why do you concentrate on the readings and messages? So
Right.
I,
She's a
I'll make sure.
multitasker.
Let me write that. I'm gonna call her. I'll email her and tell her that. And also, I want someone to have a reading with her. So let me write that down.
Oh, okay.
Ja- Janet Havoc, for everybody, is a wonderful medium in New Jersey, and she has the only spiritual church that I know of that I really believe in, the Journey Within, and that's in New Jersey. Don't remember where, exactly around Ridgewood, New Jersey. And Janet Havoc, and she is wonderful. She has teachers from England to come over and mediums that do workshops. I'm doing several workshops with her after we did a demonstration last Sunday, 2 Sundays ago, for this incredible time, a week this past Sunday. And I never did double links with her or worked with her one on one with her with audiences. And for those who did go to it was really an incredible time. One of the easiest mediums to work with. I mean, we were just so in sync. And I'm doing it again with her. She's fun. She used to be
Wonderful.
do you know who she is, John? Janet
Yes.
Havoc? Yeah. Used
Yeah,
to be
I
a
do.
Catholic
She
nun.
used to be a nun, right? So
Used
that's
to
what
be a
most people.
nun. And I was going to be a priest, and it's
Yeah, that's a
I'll write her
great
about you,
combo.
making a note about John. Okay,
Yeah.
so I just wanted to let me just see any questions for before we begin. Did you see the documented
Well, we
life
did
after
have
death?
one question
Yes.
starting off with, and that's from
Okay.
Lori, and she's asking if you work with crystals and stones.
So this is an interesting one, but I do to a point. I don't know enough about them. I do know
Mhm.
certain stones and crystals, but I don't know as enough that I should. But the person who does know a lot about crystals is Kelly White, my
Kelly
friend Kelly
White.
White.
Yes.
So I mean, I don't know. I know amethyst, of course, for me is a clairvoyance, or for everyone, clairvoyance. But I also it's those properties, and the more you use it and put those properties into, let's say, protection, or let's say healing. There are
Mhm.
healing stones. I have a crystal Bible. The book, I think the best book ever written about crystals is the Crystal Bible.
Mm.
It's a really in-depth book about it, and Kelly White knows a lot about that. She's on my
Yeah.
website, of course. So. Aquamarine, she said, yes, she gave me this little stone here, and she said it's for creativity, and I forgot what else, some kind of protection. There are certain things that I have around me, like a quartz, which is really good for, I know, clearing and for energetically, and I
Mhm.
have a lot of them here. I have this one, Kelly sent me, John. You know this amethyst.
Okay. Yes. The big one. Yes.
And look, I
Yes.
never see
It
what
looks
the
like
point.
something at the top of a scepter.
Oh, see, that's not. Now I was going to say Fred Flintstone, but
Yeah, do you
see our
see it?
perceptions. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she
Yeah.
sent me that 5 point.
Wow.
Rarely you'll see something this natural like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So, yeah, so that's the answer, honey. Okay. Did you see the
Yeah.
documentary? Lacey said, "Did you see the documentary Life at Afterlife? We have your amazing interview with." Yes, I did see that because someone told me that, and they said, "You're on a movie." I said, "I'm what? You're on a movie?" And I'm like, "Oh, really?" And I went on Netflix or Amazon, whatever it's on. I did see it. Oh, yeah, I remember that interview. It was done over a year ago, and I had several interviews and documentaries done since then. So I do remember the man who did that, and I guess his brother died or mother, father, and he went on a quest of as questioning spirituality and is there life after death, and he interviewed several different mediums, and I actually gave names of a couple of them, and they're all their different insights and perspectives about the other side. So it was interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody
Wow.
should watch Talking to Heaven, which is my story with Ted Danson. I think it's available on Netflix or one of those, Hulu, or it was done on CBS many years back, 2004, I think. And Ted Danson actually plays me, believe it or not, because
Wow.
Tom Selleck wasn't available. Just a joke. Sorry, Ted. And Mary Steenburgen's in it, and Queen Latifah's in it. I met Queen Latifah, and she was phenomenal. We walked had to go to
Wow.
a certain set. I was up in we up to Canada. We filmed it in Vancouver, and I was there that day. And I'm walking with Queen over to the next set, and we walked out of the path, and she starts singing. And she goes, ah, and I said, and I didn't realize. I said, "You have such a beautiful voice." She goes, "Well, thank you, James." And of course, and I realized she used to be known for that. And of course, she does have an incredible voice. And Pisces lady, the nice lady. So, yeah, and also,
Mm.
what's his name, wasn't it? Diane Ladd, who plays my mother, and she in the movie, my mother had a stroke in real life. Now,
Oh.
I don't think Diane knew that, but I saw the dailies of this, and Diane Ladd is walking, and she can barely speak, and she had a stroke. And I called her up and said, "Diane, why did you play it that way?" She goes, "Well, your mother had a stroke; she couldn't on the right side." And I said, "Well, I never mentioned that." She said, "Oh no, your mother came to me and told me that."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty amazing. And that
Yeah.
was also a movie that they filmed me as a child in my room. This is so weird. Okay, I gotta I love synchronicity and the way that spirit works.
Yeah, me
So I
too.
went on the set of this Vancouver, and maybe the second week of shooting, and all the trucks were there, the production trucks, and they were shooting in a house there. And I looked at the trucks, and they all said Driscoll on them, name of the company. My grandmother's name was Driscoll. Oh, well.
Oh,
So we're always getting signs. We're always getting they're always helping us
right.
on the other side make things happen. They really are every day, and we
Yeah.
just got to get out of the way. And then I went in to look at the set of the little James's room when he was 8 years old, his bedroom,
Uh-huh.
and they had wallpaper on there. I swear to you, it was the exact same wallpaper I had in my bedroom. No one
Oh,
told them that.
wow.
No one did. And there was a statue of Saint Teresa, who was my mother's patron saint. My mother loved Saint Teresa. So little flower.
Little details.
And
Wow.
I remember a prayer my mother told me, "Little flower of this hour, show your power." So I remember that after 60 years. So yeah, it's incredible if we just look for the if we're open to feeling, if we say want to say signs or how they come into our lives and they're always around us and we're open to it and not demanding one, but just being subtly just open, being aware. It's opening your awareness, and you'll see
Mhm.
all these incredible synchronistic signs. I mean, the other day, John, this happened the other Tuesday. I don't think I told you this. Everybody will find this very interesting, I think. Well, I think so. I was upstairs. I have a like little deck upstairs, and I have my friend Marilyn Wall from Australia
Mhm.
FaceTime me, and she's a medium in Australia, great medium in Australia. I talked to her for a little bit, and she goes, "Oh, where are you, James?" I said, "Well, I'm upstairs, in my sun deck here, little deck." And she goes, "What? I haven't seen that." And she visits me often, but she had not seen my house since I owned it and redid it, I guess. So I'm
Uh-huh.
showing her around the deck, and she goes, "Oh, it's like heaven." I said, "Oh, yes, my heaven." And here's the bar, and there's a little refrigerator, and it was all hand done. And I said, "And it moves. Look at the bar moves." And I opened up the refrigerator, and I never ever. Oh, she's calling from New Zealand. I'm sorry, New Zealand. I
Okay.
never ever have wine in the little refrigerator. I just don't do that. I open up the refrigerator, and there's a bottle of white Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. I'm like, what? So I just celebrated. It's like, okay, well, here's to you. And yeah, that was fun. I love when those little synchronistic experiences happen to us every day if we look for them to
Yeah.
happen.
For
Yeah.
sure. So Tam is saying, since the veil is thin, what are we actually able to see or do or become while these phenomenons are happening?
I just want to say that, Tam, that if, again, I'm going to go back to sitting in the quiet every day, sitting in the quiet for at least a half an hour, 15 minutes or half an
Mhm.
hour, in that quiet space, no interruptions from the outside. And that what that does, it attunes us more. It sensitizes us even more. But when you're doing that, just let the layers of the onion unpeel, right? Come out.
Mhm.
And as you do that, I don't want to say it's an active meditation because it is. It's just being still, but you become aware of yourself connected to Mother Earth, which you have to be right now in these times, which are crazy, crazy
Yeah.
times right now. It's a really nutty time. Things are going left and right so fast. The vibration is shifting so quickly, and this is a change. This is a big transformational time. So that's why you're feeling it. If you're not properly grounded, you're going to be spun out of control. So that's what's going on.
Mhm.
So when you sit in that stillness, just you imagine you're a tree. It's the easiest way. You're a tree, and your feet have roots going all the way down to the center of the earth. Make yourself have these roots and go to Mother Earth, Gaia, and celebrate her, thank her, gratitude, because Mother Earth gives us everything we need to
Yeah.
live. Survival. She gives us food, nutrition. She helps us give us a sense of balance, a sense of grounding. We have to
Mhm.
be grounded and strong in our foundation and our roots, and then the tree can grow properly. A tree like this. There goes the,
Mhm.
the canopy. So everybody should do that. When you're grounded and centered, you will become more aware and mindful of these synchronistic experiences of really what we're supposed to be doing. And what you're supposed to be doing is really let it be a practice that you don't get involved emotionally, but you're stepping back, observing. That's what you should be doing these times, observing. You'll be able to do that more easily if you are in the centered, groundedness, sensitive space by doing sitting the quiet. I promise you. Please do it. It'll I want to say save you, but it really will help you because
Mhm.
it's rough times, and if you're not prepared for it, it's going to be hard for a lot of people. A lot of people are leaving right now. A lot of people, not only through COVID, but a lot of people are leaving. It's time for a lot of people to go. They want to leave now. So the ones who are here, light workers, healers, lovers, you have to use this power now. You have to get involved in the power and be in it and of it, not about it. You've got to be part of that.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny's saying that her birthday was July 26th, the date of the galactic new year, 50 plus years, and she just found out
Happy
yesterday.
birthday,
So nice
Danny. My
job.
sister's also the same day. Happy
Ah,
birthday.
yeah. Yeah, so I think it's really important, like you were just mentioning about the meditation part, it's maybe do it right after you wake up, so in that right in between state, right? When you were
Well, John, actually, I would say in the afternoon because I think
really?
yeah, I think it's
Okay.
because I think it's more important for them to get to go through their day, and then they have to go back into a space, bring themselves back down because a lot of people get
Okay.
caught up in that. Then it brings them back down and they get centered again, and then they can live the rest of the day. So it's a nice balance from the waking state to get involved with what they have to do, and in the afternoon come back down and centered. And then live
Okay.
the rest. I think it's better that way. I really do. Because yeah, it's better. Because otherwise, they might. Yeah. So.
Okay, because you might fall back to sleep. 'Cause Beverly was saying, my spirit guide came to me during my sleep. I remember one word they told me, but I forgot and could not remember the second word. How do I find out what the word is?
Well, Beverly, put yourself in an altered state of consciousness, which is in this state, I'd say not the stillness I was saying, but a meditative state. So you're going to be an active meditative state, and I have them on the in the school, right? I have free ones
Mhm.
in school, and there's also, of course, about the guides, which is a great one for you to look at if you haven't,
Right. Yeah, let me put that up there.
because
Yeah.
you can ask them and they'll tell you the word, but you have to be willing to be a part of the experience. And what that means is bring yourself to a space, meditative space, where
Mhm.
you actually are opening it, surrendering and listening and not try to force it. That's the best way. But the school has a good course about that too. Okay. And my book, Wisdom of the Guides, excellent. And the guide cards are excellent. You remember this, it's really everybody, it's really where you put your mind. So it's really opening up your mind to these experiences. So for instance, you want to get in touch with your guides. We put that
Mhm.
out to the universe and we're just open to, wow, I'm going to hear from my guides one day. When my time, I'd be ready to want to hear from them. I'm not going to force it, but I'm putting that to the universe. I would go when I first developed, and I wrote about this in one of my books about before I go to sleep at night, I ask my guides, please come through in a dream state. Or you could also go back and say, what is the second word? I want to remember it. And that's it. And then put it up there. But those two ways, the meditative state, and check out the school guide course. Good.
Yeah, I put that link there for folks
Thanks,
who
John.
use the keyword search. And Sarah's saying, I'm just now learning about soul planning. Please share your thoughts.
Soul Planning. Oh, good for you, sweetheart. That's a good name of a book. There you go. Um,
Mhm.
Soul Planning is a great title. Maybe I have to steal that one for you. That's a good title. I went to the Barnes& and Noble the other day. I was so happy. I went out of the house. I went to Barnes& and Noble, and it was like, I'm
Wow.
free. And I went in the New Age section. I didn't have one of my books. I was like, oh, really?
They
So
were all
I
sold out, that's why.
yeah, so they're in order. So they were a little bit limited, but I went to the girl at the service desk. "Can I help you?" I said, "I'm very disappointed." And she said, "Well," I said, "You know, one of my books, and they were New York Times bestsellers for 26 weeks, and I've done 14 books." And she
Oh,
goes,
wow.
and she goes, "Okay, what's your name?" I said, "James Van Prague." She goes, "Van what?" And I said, "Oh."
Oh,
I
wow.
said, "You wouldn't
She
know
was
me.
a youngin',
I did it
yeah,
before you were born, probably." So,
yeah.
she goes, "Oh, that wow, they were very popular." I said, "Yeah, they were." And I said, "I've also done a lot of cards." She goes, "Oh, people love the cards." I said, "That's good card decks, really good card."
Yeah.
So she's gonna get them. She goes, "Would you sign them?" I said, "Of course, I'll go in for a book signing." "Sure,
Oh,
of course."
nice.
It'll be my first
Great.
mask book signing. It'll be great. I've done Pilates with a mask. I've worked out with a mask. I had massage with a
Ah.
mask. And yeah, it's funny. So,
Oh, that's funny.
um, yeah, soul planning. So really, and again, I talk about this in my second book, which I think it might be out of print, but you probably get it somehow on the internet. I mean, eBay. It's called Reaching to Heaven. And Reaching to Heaven is all about soul
Mm.
planning. So before we can, and there's another book which is a great book, should be a Bible, Michael Newton. You know that book,
Yes.
The Soul.
Yeah, Journey of Souls
Oh,
and
Destiny, it's
Destiny of
called Destiny of
Souls.
Souls. Yeah, Journey of
Mhm.
Souls and Destiny of Souls. I
Yeah.
use that in a couple of my books, references. And he's wonderful.
Yes.
But simply put, before we come back to this lifetime, we sit with our guides, our teachers, and other souls who we've interacted with through lifetimes, and we plan out our curriculum for our souls and what classes we have to take. Oh, got to take a
Mhm.
class of forgiveness. Well, what situations do I have to go through in order to learn about forgiveness? Well, it might be something. You might have a child who passes over from a drunk driver hits them, and you have to forgive the drunk driver, or whatever it might be. Or you might go through a divorce in this lifetime to learn about forgiveness, or to learn about moving on, getting into your power, or learning about compassion, or learning
Mhm.
about peace, learning about unconditional love, but whatever it might be. So you will set up with your guys these courses, these classes, and you will work with your other soul mates. In your group, soul group. So that could be your mother, father, siblings, grandparents who have all shared in lifetimes with you prior, right? And
Mhm.
now I'm talking about just about this one lifetime. We're all in several different lifetimes, by the way, but just the ones that are in your life right now that you're aware of. So
Mhm.
that soul group, all are in that connection with you, and they're all of them go through what's called destiny points. So we have in our planning there are certain destiny points that we have to go through in order to learn. So, for instance, you might plan to meet Jack at 1 o'clock on April 25th, 99, and it was in a cafe. You met them somehow, and you meet to have coffee. Now, it was destined that you and Jack meet, but you can do what you want with that relationship. If you find that you want to go on a date, fine, or you can and be friends, fine, or is it
Mhm.
just that one time and have coffee and that's it? So you have that free will if you want to continue that or not. Now, how do we know what to do and what not to do for our souls? Intuition. Your soul has a wonderful language for you and knows the best answers for you. The best way to deal with anything is using your intuition. It's the soul's voice. So
Right.
that's how you know what you do right and what you do wrong, what resonates as truth and what resonates as not truth for your soul. Because one thing might resonate to one person won't necessarily resonate to you. And that's true with partners and friends. It happens. And a soul comes into your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. So whether it's
Mhm.
a family member, whether it's friends, whether it's partners, you come together to learn. And when that lesson is fully learned, you split apart, you move away. And I've done that many times with friends, or one-time friends, or teachers, or colleagues. And I recently had a divorce after 23 years. So we learned the
Wow.
lessons, then we move on, and we have to be true to ourselves. And a lot of people don't want. It's interesting because a lot of people fall into fear. Where they feel I can't be alone. I don't want to be with around. I have nothing. That's not true. You really have to
Mhm.
empower yourself, and that's a hard lesson, but we have to learn that. So that's soul planning, basically. And one more
Mhm.
thing, and John, you've heard me say this before. The world, like Shakespeare said, is a stage, and we're
Yeah.
merely players upon it. And
Right.
sometimes the players on the stage, they're acting, their part is finished, and they leave the stage and they go backstage. Maybe they work backstage with lighting, or so they help from the other side as well.
Right. Well, people are loving this topic. They're saying they're loving discussion of soul planning. I'm
Wait,
doing a
I'll do
lot
a
of
course
soul
on it.
reading.
Maybe I'll do a course on it.
That would be a great
I'll do
course.
a course
Yeah.
on it. Soul planning. I mean, everyone here, you give me all these inspirational things, so thank you. Thanks, kids. I appreciate the marketing call here.
Right. I call it taking the pulse of the community.
Oh, that's great, John.
Yeah.
John, if you weren't so shy, you should be doing a course, John.
Stop. So let's see here. What do we have next?
And
Oh,
then I'm gonna talk about something we can have a discussion on.
okay. So yeah, so Elizabeth's saying she is currently reading your book, Wisdom from Your Spirit Guides, and really enjoying it.
Great, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I have it right behind me. Yeah, it's great. And
Yes,
the
it is.
cards. The cards are wonderful too. Oh,
Yeah.
and excuse me. Well, what I was saying before, opening up your mind. There it is. Thanks, Judge. John, you're fast.
Yeah.
When you like, let's say the guides. This was going on before. So
Yeah.
you put it out there. I want to hear from my guides, or whether it's that, or it's I want to find a place to live, or I want a new job, whatever. I just want to say, put that out to the universe, and if your mind says, you just send it out to the mind. In the mind, you're putting it out there. You'll get it, and you'll get that, but it won't come necessarily in the timing that the human wants it, but it'll come to divine timing.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
certain things, I got reminded of this yesterday when I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone. Certain developments or situations for your soul will occur. Let's say a love life, and you want to meet somebody. Let the universe do its thing. You got to let the spirit world and universe put things together for you, and it's in God's time, not our time. So the
Yeah.
more you can surrender and release, it'll come. There's a wonderful Buddhist saying, which is, "Don't push the river. You got to let it
Mm.
flow. Don't push the river. It's a natural current. So let the current happen. Don't try to force it. You got to let it get. Don't push the river." And it's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Judith's saying she would love a course on soul planning. So there you go.
Well, you got Judith. I will work on that immediately.
So Marlene is asking, what are your thoughts about the Akashic Records? Speaking of soul
So,
planning. Yeah.
okay, very good. The Akashic Records. The Akashic Records, and that's another course we'll do.
Right.
Because it's a great one. I've
Yeah.
written these all down before that I want to cover these, but I'm glad you reminded me because I wanted to. So when
Yeah.
I first moved to, I have a quick story here. When I first moved to California back in 82, I think 82, um, I became very much involved in Edgar Casey's work. So Edgar
Mhm.
Casey, for those who don't know Edgar Casey, you should look up Edgar Casey. The
Yeah.
first book is There Is a River, which you should read. So Edgar Casey quickly was a photographer and a minister in the 30s, and he they call him the sleeping prophet because he would go into like this trance state, and it happened accidentally at first, like the rest of us. And he would go into a sleeping state, and his soul would travel to the Akashic Records. And the Akashic Records, we can say, for us and human beings, understand, comprehend it on this level of humanness,
Right.
of vibration. Let's say it's a library in heaven, okay?
Mhm.
And
Sure.
and and when you walk into this library, say, and it could be files and files and files and files of all of our past lives,
Yeah.
and what Casey used to do is he'd go into the state, it'd be a trance state really, and he would travel to the Akashic Records, and people that had illnesses would come to his office in Virginia Beach, and he would lie on the couch and go into that state, and he'd go to that soul's Akashic record and look up their Akashic record. So
Mhm.
whether it was a malady of an allergy or some scar or something that happened to them, or he would look up their Akashic records and see what the karmic obligation was and what the remedy would be. So it's all about remedies. And he would bring back, he would, no, excuse me, he would talk, and he had a secretary next to him, and he would talk about the remedy this soul needs in order to clear up that situation. So a lot of times it'd be castor oil and some herbs, or and sometimes that's things like that. So there are books of all of his readings. And remedies that people can read, and
Mhm.
that's really the Acacia Records is that it's a soul's history, if you will.
Right.
And I will do something on that because it's very, very important. I have a couple of meditations about the Acacia Records and meeting your guides there, but that's Edgar Casey, become very familiar with him. Edgar
Yeah.
Casey also in Virginia Beach, there's still the Casey Foundation. When I first moved to LA, I joined the ARE Association, Association of Research and Enlightenment, and they
Mhm.
used to have study groups. They might still, and every Monday I'd go to the study group of Edgar Casey's material. And long story short, about I don't know how many years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I was invited to a benefit to ARE to go to Virginia Beach, and they needed to redo some part of the building with a library where it was a meeting room or something. Anyway, so I did a benefit for them. I'd never been there before, and his grandson was UKC, I believe his name was in charge. I went down there, Virginia Beach, 2 airplane rides, and it was a heck to get there, really hard to get there. Got there, did my Saturday demonstration for them. It was packed, filled. It was, I think, 500 people, and then some in the hall. They couldn't get everybody in, and they were very nice to me. The lady in charge was very nice, and the whole thing. And but the grandson never came to thank me. And I thought, wow, you really should come and thank. It's a nice thing to do. I did out of my
Right.
own pocket, and I mean,
Yeah.
hello, I was staying at the Days Inn hotel. I was really kind of upset. I was like, at least someone could do. So that was that. I went back to my hotel. and I get a Sunday morning. I get an early flight. I leave until about 5 o'clock, and I remember waking up in the twilight state around 4, I guess. And there's a man at the end of my bed, and it's a tall man. And I'm like, okay, what is this? Is that who is this? And he was wearing a white doctor's jacket, and he was holding a white doctor's jacket. And I could see his
Mm.
long arms, hands. I said, "Who are you?" And he comes to the other side of the bed. He goes, "I'm Edgar Casey." And he said, "I want to thank you for coming here. I want to thank you on
Wow.
myself." And I was like, I was so emotional and floored. And I said, and his doctor, he says, "Dr. Van Prague." And I said, "What is a jacket?" He goes, "This is for you. You're a doctor. You heal many hearts."
Oh, wow.
I was like, "Oh!" And then he said, "And you have arthritis in your knee. Please refer to reading number." And he gave me the number, actual number of the
Uh-huh.
reading. And then and I thanked him. And then I went to the person drove me to the airport, and I told them about it. And they said, "Oh yeah, we'll send you the remedies." And sure enough, they sent me the book of it, and I used it, and no arthritis.
That's amazing.
And
Yeah.
then I would work at a mega institute in New York a lot and other places, and I'd do I guess you call it a healing. It was a different type of healing because I would get out of the way. The guides would come through, and there are different guides would come through. I once had a monk come through, a galactic being come through, all different
Uh-huh.
beings, and one was Edgar Casey, and I knew it was Edgar Casey because
Mhm.
as that is coming in, is giving remedies, something like this is what trouble is, and I was kind of out of it, but it was really great. So Edgar Casey is a guide of mine. Every once in a while, it come through, but that great story, eh?
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Yeah, people
yeah.
are loving this story time with James. It's an they
I,
said,
I might
"Story
have
time with
written.
James, a new beloved
I
segment." There you
know,
go.
I do something. Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Okay,
That is
I'm also doing the YouTube channel. We're doing everything,
right. Yeah.
so I'll put that at Akashic Records. I'll talk about that, but it's going very well, John. We have a YouTube channel called James TV, which is going to be the YouTube. I've done a couple of things right now. One episode has already been finished. It's on balance, and
Mm.
it's quirky James there trying to keep his balance and telling people about, about balance. And I'm in a hammock, and I said, "And if you don't have balance, whoa!" and you fall off of them.
That's funny. So
Yeah.
Elizabeth's saying, "Do you have a list of JVP-approved psychics and tarot/astrology readers? And would love to have a few on rotation." And you do at
I do, but
vanprog.com.
yes, I do,
Yeah.
Liz. I gotta update it. It's on my website, vanprog.com, and it's a resource page. Look at the
Yeah.
resources, and I gotta add some people to that. So yes, I gotta add. Yes, there's one lady, a couple people like that. Dana, my yoga instructor, is also an incredible astrologer. Christina
Yeah.
Flynn, who's my
Yes.
Pilates instructor, we had
Yeah.
on. She's great, and she's phenomenal. I brought her on here the other day, and she's going to go on there. It's really people that I really believe in. I've had
Tammy
experience with.
Hendricks. Yeah.
Tammy Hendricks, and
Yeah.
then Prajna, the healer from India.
Prajna.
Hello,
Yes.
Prajna.
Yes.
Phenomenal. So,
Well, I
yeah,
put the link in there, so it's
yeah.
vanprog.com/practitioners, and you can find that
Uh,
on his website.
Thanks,
So
John.
sure. Yeah,
Um,
so let's see here. We've got several people that are loving these stories, so you will have to do maybe a story hour. That would be
fine.
fun. Yeah.
No problem.
So we have a couple more questions coming in, asking about. Let me see if I can find it because they scroll so quickly.
I know. I'm looking too.
Yeah. So we had one earlier
Thanks, Liz.
about. Here's a good one from Lori. To our
Wait,
loved
wait,
ones,
Liz, wait, John. Liz said, John, I
where
love
are
you.
you?
Liz Perez. Hi, James, John. James,
Oh,
your
let's
course are
see.
full of love. Thank you. They are. I am reading the power of love. Oh, wait a minute. I had, they're going so fast.
I
When are
know.
you opening register? Oh, wait, at the Writer Within. We're going to open it next September, this September. So that's coming up. The Writer Within September. Great course.
I
Thank you,
found her.
Liz.
There we go. Yeah,
Liz
that's great.
Perez. Thanks,
Liz
Liz.
is wonderful. Yeah.
She's great. In
Yeah.
September, that course, and it's a writer's course is always fantastic, so great, and the people are so different that sign up for that course. It's great. We had several people published already, and my courses are full of love. Thank you, because
They
they
are.
are. I'm very
Yeah.
passionate about what I
And
do. I
your
have a lot of
books.
and my
And your
books.
books too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me get back to that question that I
Yep.
was
Yep. Yep.
asking about the dreams. So essentially, she was asking, do your loved ones come to visit you in your dreams? And if you don't ever
Right.
dream of them, is that a sign that they aren't with you anymore?
No, it's a sign that you're trying too hard,
Mm-hmm.
so you're not giving them space. So you'll hear from them, but don't try. If you try, you're gonna block the space.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right. So let's see
Oh, and one
here.
more thing about that, when you see signs like a butterfly or a dragonfly or in a strange space that they don't kind of belong, you're like, huh? Is that my aunt? What you want to do is when you see the dragonfly, you say, who is that? And open up your mind and it'll drop in who it is. Okay.
Yeah.
It works that way.
All right. So let's see
Hi,
here.
Robert. Hi, Jeannie. Thanks, Terry. I have the best stories. Thanks. I do. It's just life. I'm old.
Now, see, you got a lot of people who love when you go live too. Allison is saying she loves you when you go live. Billy's saying love you, James.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's see.
Lynn asked about using palm reading as a tool. Lynn Selke.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
See that? Can I use that? So,
Hmm.
so there are a lot of tools available to your soul to use, right? Soul tools. I think we have a course like that. Tools for the highly sensitive,
Soul
but soul
Plan and
tools.
Soul Tools. There you go.
Another good title. Thanks. I love titles. Soul tools. We like that.
Yeah.
All right. So it is a tool, and it's a tool for your soul. So each soul, each one of you, has a makeup, a soul matrix, a soul makeup. Where certain lifetimes you worked on this, you worked on that. So we're all different. Every one of us is different in a sense that we've been through different experiences in this world, and on the Earth, or other galactic places, other spaces,
Hmm.
and it really. So that's why it's so great to learn from everyone, because you
Yeah.
have to. And I think that some people, some souls might be open to, maybe they have many lifetimes with palmistry. With I know I was a
Yeah.
gypsy, and some people more into stones, and some people more into astrology. All of these are tools for you to wake up, to get into that, to get into the space of intuitiveness, right?
Hmm.
So it's a great way to start, right? The palm reading, and it'll get you into your intuition, your soul's language. Great way if
Yeah.
that's what you feel you resonate to. Or it might be astrology that gets you into an astrology. Never read, they'll read the patterns and the signs and the
Hmm.
positions, but it also opens them up intuitively, as does crystals, as does a pendulum, as does, like, when I start some, I used to, I don't do much anymore, but in psychic readings, I can't anymore, John, and that the live calls on the evenings go so fast. But
Oh,
many
right.
times I would just draw a body, and I just start with the energy from the top of the head to the bottom, and I get stuff. I found, though, that you got to be very careful, because you can't let it take you. You can't use it so much that you become reliant upon it, because then
Hmm.
it's going to hold you back. So that's
Right.
what I'm going to say. Let it open the door, but then use your own intuition. Okay.
Yeah. So Joanne's asking
Say about
along those lines
numerology,
about
same thing.
numerology. Yeah.
I mean, Kelly White is
Yeah.
incredible with her numbers. She's not a numerologist, but she uses destiny cards and
Right.
numbers of your birthday. But that gets her to this point. She'll know the basics of what that card represents, but then that's her intuition kicks right in, and that's
Right.
really what you want.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of Kelly, you have
Yay!
the Starseed event coming up with Kelly on Tuesday, August 11th,
It's
and I think that's a
cool.
two-hour info session that's going to go deep into what is a starseed, the gifts of starseeds. Really intriguing course, or actually not course, but call, and but you will learn so much you'll feel it's a course. So yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, for
So
sure.
that's on Tuesday, August 11th, and you get tickets at vanprog.com for that, and that's coming up
And
real
a lot of
soon.
people wanted to know about star seeds, so that's why we're doing that, because
Yeah.
a lot of people that have come onto these calls are star seeds, and I have the character on my YouTube channel called James Starseed, and
Right.
but you'll know star seeds, you'll be able to recognize who they are, what they need, what the way they live their lives, and a lot of you people that'll be joining us for those calls, with Kelly, you'll be, oh my gosh, this is me. Now I know what it's called. Now I know what I
Mhm.
am. So
Yeah, and that's always the best to have that validation to know that you're not this misfit that you feel that you are for all of your life.
well, I'm
So
sure all of us on this call felt that one way or another. Otherwise, I
yeah.
wouldn't be here, right?
Oh, I
Like attracts
know.
like. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of questions about star seeds, and that will be answered for you on August 11th. So check out that info session.
And Rosie Belfour asks, "Why I see 111 a lot? 111s are new beginnings. So anytime I see
Yeah.
ones, a new beginnings. 444, I know angels are around us. Those are two that I know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. So let's see here. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, Mitzi was saying she loved her reading with Kelly. Yeah, Kelly
Oh
is
yeah.
busy, busy, busy doing readings.
Kelly's busy, busy, busy. I got to slow her down. I'm like, Kelly, I'm not allowing you to do 8 readings a day. That's too
She's gonna
much.
go to a one to many like you do. So where she's
She's
reaching. Yeah,
I said, "Kelly, you can't do it to yourself." So yeah, I'm happy with it. But
yeah,
I'd like to have some more people to come up, but I will. My mediumship students
right.
from the prior years are
Yeah,
on there as well. They're very good. Otherwise, I would not have listed them.
right.
I just started my mediumship 2, which is great. We had our first phone call, so that's exciting.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah. So let's see here. What else do we have? All right.
Yeah, I like the beard too. Thanks. I think I look hot. My friend Marianne came to visit me last week for her birthday, and she gets out of the car. She goes, "You look hot." I said, "Well, it's a little hot outside." She goes, "No, you look hot." I was like, "Thanks."
Yeah, there you go, Paula. Thank you for that. Yeah. So let's see here. I love this. So I have always found you to be the most interesting person helping people who are desperately searching. I hope one day I will meet you. I've developed many areas in spirit, and I too have questions I believe you could advise me on. Thank you, James. You're
Oh,
amazing.
thank you, Tracy. And really, Tracy, the best thing I would say to you is, and really read my books. Read the books
Yeah.
because each book I have is so different. They're each different babies for me. And like the first book, Talking to Heaven, is my background in mediumship, and when it wasn't popular, and had I struggled through that. And then Reaching to Heaven, like I said earlier, is like soul planning and soul advancement. And the third book, Healing Grief, is just that, and it's grief of all
Mhm.
different types of endings, whether it's losing a loved one to going in spirit, or going your children leave the empty nest syndrome, or you move to a new location, you move your house, you change your job. There are all these losses, and each of
Mhm.
them are losses, and we have to grieve for each one of them. So it's a
Yeah.
really good book on that. And it didn't do as well as I thought it would do because I think it says healing or grief. People don't want to buy that, but it's really important. It's really, really important.
Yeah. So Stephanie's saying, "Love my Mondays with JVP. Many fires are keep popping up here in Eagle Mountain. Is this a cleansing of the earth?"
Where is Eagle Mountain, first of all? Is that
Yeah.
California?
Let's look it up and find out. Yeah. So
And it is
Eagle
a cleansing of the
Mountain.
earth. And astrologically, as Kelly told me, astrologically, it's a major transformation, cleansing of the earth. And we talk
Yeah.
about these points. Kelly knows, John, you probably know it better than I do, about the points of astrologically, that we're going to see a lot of hurricanes coming in, a lot of
Mm.
hurricanes like you've never seen before. Hurricanes. This is a transformation, major transformative time right now. 5 planets in retrograde. Things are like spinning out of control. The virus going crazy. It's really a time to get back to who you are, go into your soul, do soul searching. So it's the very beginning, the first day of this virus. It's a time
Yeah.
where we're forced to stay at home. But what that really means to me is go into your soul and learn, do some soul work. Now it's the perfect time the universe is created for soul work. It is. And many
Mhm.
things that seem challenging, all challenges are opportunities. I always say all challenges are opportunities. And through the chaos, we find balance. It's true. Through chaos, you will find
Yeah.
balance. There's always because the universe is love. The universe is meant to be, and these are just how we're going to react to these things that happen on the earth. And one thing I did want to talk about today, which I'll do that after this next question because I'm still kind of traumatized about it. So I want to share
Okay,
that.
so we looked up Eagle Mountain. So that's in city of Utah, it looks like. City in Utah.
It, it
There's different versions of it. So there's another one in it looks like in Arizona, and then there's one in California as well. So, but I think she's referring to Utah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
so sorry to say this, but I do feel there'll be a lot of fires coming up. And I know here where I live, down in Encinitas, California, I know there's gonna be a fire. This is our fire season just started. It's gonna be bad, and I am preparing to leave when quickly when I can. I'm like, okay, I got to bring this and that, and I have to because it's gonna be it's
Mhm.
gonna be a lot of fires. It's gonna be a lot of fires, a lot of flooding. There'll be a lot of hurricanes. It's gonna be we're in a for major. We haven't seen any. I'm sorry. As I talked to
Oh
Kelly,
wow.
anytime I talk to, I can't talk to her anymore because she always says this. We haven't seen nothing yet.
Oh
We
wow.
haven't seen nothing yet. We really have not seen nothing. And then the virus is hitting Africa like intensely right now.
Oh wow.
So send out a love and healing thoughts there because it's really
Yeah.
hitting. There's something I want to talk about which really upset me and really, really, and I don't get political on these. I just don't.
Right.
I've never gotten political in my whole career, and I've made sure I stayed out of that because that's not my arena. But
Mhm.
this caused me. Today something happened which really caused me to think, and whether you agree with me or not, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Really, we all have our opinions.
Right.
But I was going through my and John, I don't know if this, I was going through my newsreel because I don't watch the news, but on my phone I have the news.
Mhm.
And there was a couple in Walmart and in Minnesota who were wearing Nazi masks
Oh wow.
and was swastika, and people stopped
Ugh.
and they said, "How could you do that?"
Yeah.
Well, the girl, that's going to happen here, and I thought that was really, for me personally, irresponsible and
Right.
dumb,
Yeah.
uncompassionate,
Right.
really uncompassionate because it's really hurtful and it's
It is.
hateful. And we're in a time where it's very intense for
Mhm.
every
It
person.
is.
And again, it's how you're dealing with that intensity. And are you
Yeah.
going to spread hate and fear, or are you going to bring out love and healing? It's up
Mhm.
to you. And that was really, remember that a message like that, like wearing that that's a message you're sending out to people of hate.
Yeah.
And a lot of people perished. And it's just horrendous. I mean, I lost 50 of my relatives in Auschwitz, and
Wow.
a lot of people lost people, and it should teach us not to be that way.
Right.
And that is hate. It is just
Yeah.
hate, and you can't have hate. And even
No.
like here in North Carolina, um, I heard that the place in the clinic, if you're wearing a mask, they boo you. It's like, what is going on? It is an airborne virus. You can easily pick it up, and wearing the mask. I mean, I was at, I think, Pier 1 the other day, and the people wearing masks, and they only allowed so many people in. And in there was a little toddler around 3 or 4 years of age and running with no mask on. Her mother was there. And I started getting really upset, and I thought,
Mm,
"I gotta say something," but then I turned around and she had left, thank God, because it's irresponsible.
mhm.
It doesn't, this virus does not know who not to go to. It doesn't have that. Opening up schools early, that's irresponsible. It's irresponsible. So the masks aren't for you. It's for everyone else.
Yeah.
So we got to start thinking everyone else and be very
More
mindful of how you.
compassionate, yeah.
More compassion is needed
Mhm.
at these times. Don't put hate masks, and don't do that to people. We need support and encouragement and
Right,
love and empathy and help for each other. Not stuff like that.
right.
That's just making a fire, with making it worse. So I just had to say that because it really upset me to see that. I was like, wow, what are we? I mean, God, come on. So
Yeah.
compassion, compassion, compassion.
Yeah, so Ashley is saying, "Any advice for getting past my own fear, self-judgment, and self-criticism so that I can more fully step into my power as a healer?" So that's Ashley. 28
Whew.
days of transformation?
28 Days of Transformation is a really,
Yeah.
really good one. But also, hold on one
Mhm.
second. No, nothing happens by accident because there are no accidents. So right
Uh-huh.
before the call, I said to John, "Hold on one second. I got to move this book out of the way." Now I know
Yeah.
why. Stand
Okay.
by.
Alright.
So the book's right here. Here
Let's
it
see.
is.
The Self-Acceptance Project. How to be kind and compassionate towards yourself in any situation. That's perfect. Yeah. And who is that by, James? It looks like it's several people.
It's several people Mark Napo is fabulous about mindfulness. Mark, I know Mark is great. Rick Hansen, Kristen Neff, Harville Hendricks, who's a great guy. I know Harville
Mm,
very well. Him and his wife teach about love. Um, Reen Roth, Tara Brosh, Kelly McGonnell, Sharon Salzberg, and more.
mm.
I know I'm in here, but yeah, it's a great book. It's a great book. I was going to use some from another course.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
Mark, I opened the Mark Nepo, who's great, and no, it's called No Strangers in the Heart.
Ah.
Self acceptance is a kind of courage, a quiet courage. It means meeting life with who we are completely. Being open to how we're shaped in the way wait, let me repeat this. This is so great. Mark Nepo. Self acceptance is a kind of courage, a quiet courage. It means meeting life with who we are completely, being open to how we've shaped in the same way the shore is shaped by the surf.
Hmm.
So, and it goes, so Self Accept Project. And we all have to
Yeah.
remember that every one of us, every single one of us are diamonds in the rough.
Yeah.
Every single one of us are diamonds in the rough. And every experience we have and how we handle that experience and behave and what we give out, that will cut that diamond a certain way to let the light to shine out. And think of yourself that way. When each experience is just another cut of the diamond. I always say that. So at the end of your life, you really want to have that shining brightly, and you want to leave the radiance of that diamond on the earth.
Mm. That's that's powerful. I
Just
like
came
that.
this just came through, yeah.
I love
Isn't that
that.
wild? I never said that before.
Yeah.
Radiance on it, yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, I had to get that out and share with her because I think that's just, we can't have hatred. It's just, that's not
No.
right. It's not gonna, it makes it worse. It's dark. It's not good. We've gotta have compassion. Compassion, compassion. So I would not have yelled at that person. I probably would have taken them aside and talked to them. And then, but I said, I would have brought it back personally to them, saying, "Well, what you're putting out to the universe, you're going to get right back to you. It's going to come back to you because what we put out, we get it back." So,
Mhm.
and a lot of people don't realize that karmically there is an energy you're putting out there, thought, words, and deeds. The thought you have, the words that you express, words are energy you're giving out, behavior, the acts, and you always, it'll come back to you. I've been very aware. One of the first spiritual insights I ever had was you have to
Mhm.
be responsible and mindful. Before mindfulness was a thing, I'd also be mindful of how you every day, how you treat somebody, because they're God and you're God, and when you meet them, they're your teacher or your student. And like I
Right.
told the story before, Gloria Estefan, I told this last week when I was with her in Miami, and she stood every 5 minutes from the patio. People wanted pictures, and at one point I said, "Gloria, how can you do that?" And she said, "James, I can either make their lives or break their lives at that very moment."
Mhm.
And we all are the same way. Everybody you meet, you have to make their lives better more. Show them love by your behavior.
Yeah, and it all starts within, the man in the mirror, as they say, or the woman in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met the writer of that song for Michael. I met her, and we were gonna sing.
Saida? Yeah.
Yes, Ida Garrett.
Yes.
She's fabulous,
Yeah.
Gemini lady. We went dancing. The whole choir, the Gopi choir, sang that when they honored me at this Burbank event for Michael Beckwith's church,
Uh-huh.
and 2,000 people sending me healing. I just cried and
Wow.
received it, and
Beautiful.
they sang that song "Man in the Mirror," and it was fabulous. Just
It's a
great song. I love that song.
beautiful, timeless song, powerful
Yeah.
message. Yeah. So let's see here. We are at 44 minutes past, and
I'm
it's
gonna
just
hang out for
flying
a little
by.
bit. Sure. No, we
All
have no
right.
place to go. So I gotta contact her, John. How do you spell Sayada? Say it.
Saida, yeah, I'll give you the spelling for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to do something together, her and I want to make sure that gets through because I love her. She's such a light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, hold on.
SIEDAH.
SIE.
Uh-huh. DAH.
Okay.
DAH. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saida
Yeah.
Garrett.
I
And
think
and
she's in
then
New York.
GARREETT. Yeah.
I think she's in New York, but I want to get it. I want to do something with it for everybody. I'd like to share it and do something with her for everyone here.
There you go.
We'll come
Perfect.
up with a song and we'll sing it.
Well,
Transform lives.
you are working on your musical.
I am. I still am. It's really interesting. Lately, past 3 weeks, melodies come through to me really easily. So I did
Yeah.
one musical, Poe the Haunted Musical, and I did the whole. We did, I guess they did it. The whole melody of the song from New York, from California, flight from California to New York. I had the whole show, and I brought it. And eventually, I brought it back to New York to a producer there, who Broadway producer, and I just played her the music, and she said, because I had a friend who was transposed it. And she
Uh-huh.
said, Who is this?" I said, "Well," she goes, "This is like a Bach or a Liszt or something." I said, "No, it's me. It's me." Or it might be them, but I
You're
was
channeling them.
a
Yeah.
channeler. And she said, "It's really good." So I don't all these melodies
Wow.
come in. Stephen Sondheim, I listen. He's my favorite, and
Mhm.
I brought through Rodgers and Hammerstein. I brought through my favorite Arthur Lawrence and
Wow.
West Side Story. West Side's my favorite musical. I was born during it. First movie I went to see. I used to sing Maria as a child.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was really good. Bernstein, Leonard Bernstein is my god. I love Leonard Bernstein.
Wow.
Okay, go on.
All
Let's do some more questions, I guess.
All right, so let's see. Well, this is interesting. I know you have the answer to say with this one.
Yeah, I
James,
do.
I am one of your mediumship students. What do we say to people who are skeptics and claim we are hot or cold reading? So there you go. What
I'd
people think
say,
of me is none of my business.
what people think of you is none of your business. Don't try to please them. You can't say
Yeah,
that's my experience. So maybe you need to learn more about what medium really is instead of what you heard. That's not
yeah.
who I am. So you can't let it bother you, Candace, because that's going to get in the way of your work. Then I was the first medium really to get on that battlefield and was shot all the time from the skeptics. And I've done TV shows with them. Oh, it's not easy, but that's their belief system, not yours. So that's their belief. They're always going to have people. I talked to Kelly White about this weekend.
Mhm.
You're always going to have people question, doubt, because remember, when you're doing mediumship or Reiki or healing of some kind, which is not in the so far norm, it's better than it was mediumship. But people, when you change the paradigm, when you shift the paradigm, that's a belief system. When you're shifting it, you have to realize that they might be very, very resistant to change. They might be so embedded in their way of thinking, whether they were raised a certain way in religious or a certain way of thinking, that they're so involved and embedded in that way of thinking that any change would freak them out. They'd be fearful. So remember that you're going to get that
Yeah.
in mediumship. You're going to get that because all teachers, you're opening up a world for them. You're shifting a paradigm. And anytime we do that, there's going to be resistance. That's all you have to see. It's the bigger picture. Don't get caught up in the mutt of what they say to you. It doesn't
Right.
matter. You're
Right.
going to be shifting. So you're doing your work. And that's the most important thing is what you're doing is you're doing your work. There's nothing to do with your work. That's their belief system, not yours. So, and you can say, oh, that's good. That's nice. That's not what I do, but that's fine. But yeah, that's fine. And then neutralize it and move on because you're not going to don't give it
Mhm.
any energy.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I found.
No, I think that's great advice.
And
So
John Edward has some really good things about that. When they asked him, I mean, we used to do some shows. This is Judge John Edward. They said, what do you about the skeptics?" And John, in his Long Island, goes, I don't, so it's their stuff. That's not mine. I don't care. And he's right. He's right.
right, right. I love that. All right, so let's see here. Let's see. we've got
Well, I got to work out at 1 o'clock. Oh God. Okay, one more. Then I got to go work out with
one
weights.
more. All right. Well, we've got several more. So let me see if I
Okay,
can pick
well I'll go
one
through as many
from
as I can.
the many. All right. So let's see here. Wow, this is a good one. Gina says, "What is the one greatest lesson you've learned in your own personal life?"
I just told you. I just told you. I just shared it. How you treat people.
How you treat people.
The
Yeah.
golden rule: what you think, what you say, how you act. That's the greatest one I've learned because you have to realize that when you pass out of the physical body and go to the mental world, the spirit, all of the way you treat people, it's all going to be waiting for you, and you have to experience it in your mind, in the mental state there, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times stronger than it happened here on earth. So if you're cruel or mean to someone, you're going to feel it 10, 20 times, 30 times stronger. And if I could
Mm,
just get that message out to the world, boy, wouldn't everybody think twice about what they say, what they do? Like the girl with the Nazi mask. I mean, come on. She's going to have to
mhm.
relive how that affected that person and affected that person and affected that person because it's a rippling effect. So that's the
Right.
greatest lesson I've ever learned. And I want you all to please try to know that one and use it because and pass it on. The rippling effect of your thoughts, words, and deeds. It's a golden rule. It's in every religion, and so please, I'd say that's the biggest one.
All right. Let's see here. Lots of comments with one
Good.
another, so that's good. Let me see.
What do you think you have lost your soul? It's not going anywhere. It's just your head is in the way. Get to your heart. You can't lose your soul. That's who you are.
Yeah.
You're not a soul. You're not a human. Really, you're a soul having a human experience. You can't lose your soul. But yeah. So get back into meditation.
Oh, Jeannie's saying, "What is a proper way to manifest more money?"
Oh, well, Jeannie, many different ways. First of all, wow, so it's not an easy one because you got to clear up past patterns. You got to go again. 28-day transformation is a great course
Mhm.
for that because you got to
Mhm.
clear out old belief systems, old things you're holding on to from childhood, old belief systems of family, self worth, why is not money coming to you? It will come if you open have that mindset. But what is you're holding? What are you resisting? Because what you resist persists,
Right.
and that's just clearing. It's just clearing it out, really, and then seeing yourself having that. So, what does money mean to you? Does it mean happiness? Does it mean you have to, what is it? Because I know, listen, I know many billionaires and millionaires, and their lives aren't any happier. They're worse
Mhm.
off, and they think of being I'm happy, and it doesn't. So, you're first going to find what's inside yourself to make you happy. And money is important to have. Yeah, it's nice to have money, but it's what you do with it that counts. So money
Mhm.
to me is like energy. You spread. It's like what they said. Hello, Dolly. You have money is like manure. You spread it around to watch things grow, and that's what it's about.
That's a
It's
good one.
it's
Yeah,
true. It's
that's a
true.
really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay,
let's
one more, then I gotta
one
scoot off.
more. All right. So let's see. We've got. Do you see any that you
I
want
see
to ask
Sherry
specifically?
Jadaberg is an interesting one. Sherry Jadaberg, what comes around goes around. Isn't that what our grandparents said? Yes. Love
Uh
that type
huh.
of one. Oh, okay, just love it. It's true. It's our grandparents. It's true. It's on all the religions, and it's a basic, simple truth. And if you live our life in simple truths, that's the way to live. Live a simple life, not just live a simple life, and don't worry what people think about you because
Mhm.
again, it's none of your business. That's their belief system, not yours. You got to be true to yourself, and you got to be, and whether it's your parents, your siblings, or whatever. I got it with the New York one came out. You gotta say that's your stuff, not my stuff. Be true to
Right.
yourself. My grandmother used to say to me, she's a quote Shakespeare. She was from England. To thy own self be true, and there's a whole saying there. And the edge of husbandry, and it's you got to be your own self. Don't be anybody
Yeah.
else. Be yourself.
Yeah. Wendy's asking a question. I think about psychic vampires. Why do you sometimes feel very drained when you're around
Because you just
someone?
said it, psychic vampires. So there are
Yeah.
people that are lacking, whatever that is, light, inside. Sense of your power. People give it
Mhm.
away, and they get around a sensitive or an empath, and they pull you. They pull energy from you because they need it. And most of the time, it's unconscious, by the way.
Yeah.
But you'll know when you're with somebody, they're pulling energy, and so that's where you have to learn about boundaries. You got to learn about self
Mhm.
protection in that respect. I'd say
Yeah. Yeah.
energetically.
Kelly actually talked about that on Thursday during a show
What did
about
you say?
conscious and unconscious empaths. We were talking about the need to be conscious as an empath and not take other people's stuff on, because then
It
when you
becomes
take
your
it
stuff.
away from them, then they end up resenting you because you've taken on their lessons and they got to repeat them. So it's like,
Oh, true.
yes,
Oh, Kelly, wise Kelly.
yes,
Yeah, so
yeah.
true.
It was a powerful show we did on empaths. We're actually going to do part two with Shirley to talk about the psychological
Is
component
that
on both
tonight?
sides now. No, that's going to be not this Monday, but a following Monday. We're going to schedule it. Yeah,
And
tonight we're
everybody wants both. It's called Both Sides Now tonight,
yes,
right? Monday, Both Sides
yes.
Now.
Both
Tell
Sides
everybody
Now
about
TV.
that, John.
Yeah, so Both Sides Now TV is a actually 60-minute show that we discuss psychology and spirituality and
Okay.
major life lessons with the two intersecting. So really, it's all about giving you advice from a psychological and spiritual point of view.
And it's really funny because Shirley's
Yeah.
a doctor in psychology, and yet she's one of the most intuitive people I've ever met, and she won't really accept that. And then Kelly is very much, in the psychic realm, but she's also a very good psychologist. So it's
Yeah,
pretty great to watch them back and forth. It's
it
pretty great.
is. And we
Yeah,
always love when you're on, and then we've had several episodes with you on
yeah.
talking, bringing the whole spiritual component even more deeper. So let's see here. What do we have? Anything else before we end?
We
Because
have the
it's
animal course coming up. That'll be
yes,
great.
we
3
do.
nights of that, and it's gonna be about communicating with animals in the living, so communicating daily with your pets, and
Right.
it's great ways you're gonna learn about that, and we're gonna have, special guests with me doing it who, number 1, do, telepathic communication. The
Yeah, that
second one is on
Tammy.
yeah,
Yes.
Tammy Hendricks, and the
Mhm.
second one is on healing, with animals, and, my good friend and a great healer, I've known many, many years, Michael Tamura, he's gonna be doing that, helping me with that, and the
Oh,
third one,
cool.
life, communicating with those in the spirit world, I'm trying to get a medium I'm working with from, England who specializes in animal communication, so I'm working on that right now to get her set, and, it's gonna be great, those
Oh,
3
great.
evenings,
So you'll have
so that's
3 special guests for all 3
yes.
calls. I
Yes,
see.
at the end of
Okay.
August and beginning of September, we're confirming in the dates right now.
All right. Wonderful.
But that's gonna work with mediumship too, and the writing course September, and we have
Yeah,
Friday. This Friday is a mediumship.
we
People should sign
do.
up because we get full. So if you're
Right.
interested, it's 2 or 3 hours of me giving readings,
Yep.
and pretty fast actually. Thank you, Spirit, and it's really good if you haven't seen it. That's gatevampire.com. There you go, John. You're so fast. So that's coming up. So that's this Friday. That's the thing we're working on right now.
Yeah, quite a bit. Well,
Yeah.
have a great workout and a
Yeah.
great
Thanks.
rest of your week. Everyone's
Thanks,
sending you
John. You
lots of
too.
love.
Thank you, everybody. Really
All
love you
right.
being here. Thank you for being a part of it. And stay connected to my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. Check it out because
Yeah,
I'm doing a TV show, doing a show. Well, it's going to be animated and real life. So it's me learning about talking about balance and movement and yoga and the art of touch and integrity. And I give you a tour of my garden.
cool. Looking
Yeah, you haven't
forward to
seen an
that.
episode yet, John,
I have
right?
not seen it yet, no,
I'll
but I'll
forward you.
talk
He
to
just finished
Ryan.
Ryan
Yeah.
just finished the first one, so I'll send it to you. I
All
haven't seen it
right.
yet either, so I have to look at it.
Oh, cool. All right.
Thanks,
Looking
John.
forward to it.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you. Take
Lots of
care.
love.